It's showtime! Da, 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 da. Hi, everybody. Hey, how's it going? Oh, gosh, Captain, Lady Lynn. Oops, you might have to turn that down. Silver Fox. Let me see who else we got. We got Dragon Lady going on. Let me see who else we got. Oh, hang on a minute. I got to mute. There we go. Okay. So, Eliza, Dragon, Crystal, Antonio, Emily, Amanda Love. Look at all these people in there. Gosh darn, my nose is terrible. I don't know what it is, but this oxygen makes my nose run. Big Tiny, Punky, Tamara, my love, Country Lady, Ashley, Lily. Hey, you guys, thanks for coming in today. It's Sunday. Avermore, hello, honey. Welcome, everybody. I want you all to come in, make yourself at home, have a cup of tea. I think after the show, I'm going to continue doing live. We're going to do, Tiny, I watched a little bit of your vlog this morning when I woke up at 4 o'clock. I saw you outside, something about your neighbors were outside fighting. Mama Cat, Gemini, Pixie, life happens. You're welcome, Antonio. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Shell, good. Yuri, my boy. Yeah, guys, look at y'all. You can't sub his channel? How come? Let me look. You should be able to, Foxy. Let me look. Spirit Wolf. I'd like to talk to you, Spirit Wolf. Let me see. Well, it looks like you can, babe. I'm subscribed, so I see the subscribe button there. Yeah. Can't sleep, you know, and then I fell back asleep for a little bit in the chair. Yeah, just, you know, just trying to be difficult on myself. I want to introduce everybody to Steve Vlogs. He is new to YouTube. We're going to talk about his channel, and we're going to get him some subs today is what we're going to do. Casey Detox, I started watching you this morning, girl, and you were starting to do your thing in your yellow top, and then you went offline. I don't know what happened. But anyway, so Mr. Steve, life happens. You know what? That's why I'm gonna stay on after the show. I'm okay. Link sent me to a channel that doesn't exist. Well, that's weird. Hang on, I'm there now anyway. Yeah, I'm there right now. So let me pull it up again. Huh. Well, I just don't know what's going on here, folks. Let me go to his home. Copy. And paste. There we go. Let me see if it works. Yeah, it works for me, the one I just put in there, folks. So try that one that I just put in there. Let's see, make sure, okay? Okay, so Steve, sorry for the holdup. Okay. Okay, everybody. Now, let me tell you, Steve is new to YouTube. He's trying to, thank you guys. Thank you. He will really, really appreciate it. I don't know what happened, if I gave the wrong link earlier or not. I apologize if I did. That was totally my fault. But Steve is new to YouTube, and he's got a special talent. And so I'm going to let him tell you about his talent, and I'm going to ask questions as he tells you his story. Now, not too many people can do this, and he's pretty nervous, so you all got to show him some love. Look at all of them subbing to you there, Steve. And so, okay, Steve, so I'm going to ask you, first of all, where do you live?
I live in Texas.
Oh, what part?
Georgetown, it's south of San Antonio.
South of San Antonio. I used to live between Tyler and Dallas for 10 years.
Okay.
So, yeah, I lived down there for quite a while. Is it still pretty warm down there right now?
Right now, it's probably about 70 degrees.
Oh my gosh, that just makes me sick. I don't like the summer though down there. Too damn hot for me.
Yeah.
And the humidity is terrible.
Yes.
I don't like it at all. So, okay, so tell me about this talent. First of all, okay, let's just get that out of the way. Tell me about what you do.
Um, I'm pretty nervous about it, guys. Don't like to tell a whole lot of people, but I can see and hear ghosts,
And how long have,
spirits.
okay, that is something that is commendable. If everybody heard, he can see and hear ghosts. Steve came to me about a week ago and told me that. He said, I'm very, very nervous and I don't tell people this. And I said, you've got to tell me your story. Got to tell me your story. So, okay, when was the earliest recollection that you can tell me about when you started hearing and seeing ghosts?
When I was 6.
You were 6 years old. What happened? Do you remember?
I had a really rough childhood. My stepfather used to beat me and stuff like that, did
Oh,
bad things, and we lived in a house that was completely haunted. And I used to see all the ghosts there, and after that, I was able to see the ghost and hear the ghost.
holy crap! So, did you converse with him? Talk to him?
Yes,
You did. Yeah.
my
And
mom used to tell me. My mom used to tell me that they were my imaginary friends, but I know that they was no imaginary friends.
right, right. So, and this continued since you were been 6 years old. You've just, uh,
Yes,
it's continued throughout your adult whole life up to your adult life.
yes.
And does this happen all the time? I mean, can you be walking down the street and see a
At
ghost
one
or?
at one point, it was so bad that I had voice, spirits talking to me. That if you've ever watched that movie, Bruce Almighty, and he takes the God's power for the movie, and he hears all the voices all at once.
Mm-hmm.
I've actually had that, and I've had to learn how to control it and block it out a lot of times, because a lot of times it'll get me real emotional. Because I have really bad depression and PTSD problems, so I have to push a lot of it
Oh,
away. And then sometimes when I'm in a good mood, I will open up to them,
right,
but I
right.
can always see.
So how do you shut it off?
I'm not sure how I should shut it off. I just one day I was like, okay, you're not there, you're not there, you're not there, and I guess my body and my mind and my spiritual being just shut it off. And to this day, when they get that bad, I just it's like ignoring somebody when they're talking to you.
So
When I
can you just
ignore,
be? Is it? Do you have to be in a certain place to see see the ghost, or do spirits just come to you while you're sitting like in your own home?
sometimes they'll come to me in my own home. Yes,
In your own home. Can you tell me an instance or two, a story about what's happened or who they were and their story?
I can tell you. My one of my cousin's kids got ran over by a truck probably 6 years ago, and I knew he was dead before anybody else. He came to me and said that he was looking for his mommy to help take him to his mommy. And
Oh boy.
at first, I thought I was daydreaming until I found out, yeah, he did pass away, and he stuck with me for a whole week until I went to the funeral. and I watched him leave my side and walk and stand behind his mommy.
Oh my God, Steve, that just gave me the goosebumps. Just
Yeah.
gave me the goosebumps. Do these apparitions, do they scare you?
Yes, sometimes, yes.
They do. Are they bad at times? Are there bad ghosts?
Yes. There has been some that I can think of that uh in the middle of the night me and my wife would be there laying in the bed talking, and we seen a black shadow one night come across the ceiling, and my wife grabbed her eye really fast and said, "Ow, that hurt." And when we looked, she had a bruise right here, and I had to do prayer and protection to keep this ghost away.
So he was actually hurting her.
Yes.
You've got a lot of people sending you love in the chat, Steve, and they're subbing to
Thank you,
you.
guys.
So
There was
yeah.
there
So
was
there's
another time we was living in our backyard. On the other side of the fence was the cemetery. Excuse me. Uh, we didn't know this at the time, and I've never met my mother, my wife's great grandma or grandma or whoever she is to her. And I was laying in the bed. I was by myself. It was in the middle of the day. I wasn't feeling good, and I seen this lady come up the steps, and I said, "Who are you?" I've never seen this woman before, and she just stood there and stared at me, and she just disappeared like that. And I was telling my wife about it, and she said, "Well, what'd she look like?" So I started describing her, the woman that was in my room, and my wife said, "You're describing my great grandma or grandma or whoever it was to a perfect T."
wow, that's crazy. So uh, I have a question for you.
Uh, Pardon me for just 1 second.
Sure.
Uh,
So everybody, make sure that you sub to Steve
I'm on video.
and show him the love, guys. Show him the Goober Nation. Um, you know, show him the love. Captain has a question for you, Steve. He wants to know if you see the difference between the spirits, the light or dark.
Yeah, sometimes if it's a bad spirit, I see it as a dark shadow. Um, the the videos of more I don't know how to say the name right, Morticia. She was live
Uh-huh.
the other day,
Mm-hmm.
and I was looking behind her in the doorway. My eyes were drawn to it, and I seen a tall, dark shadow. I don't know how many other people have seen it. I know a couple people said they seen it too. It was in the shape of a man, and I watched it shrink down to child size and walk to the back of the chair or the back of the couch that was right there by the doorway.
So that wasn't necessarily a child then.
I don't think it was, because in her other video the day before, I don't know how many people saw it, and I don't know how to check the time where it's at, but when it's
Right.
pointing toward the kitchen, you can see the dark figure. And then when the camera comes back and everybody says they can see the little boy's right there, but right before it, you can see the really tall, dark figure
Right.
standing. I think it might be the kitchen. And then you can see the. I'm saying it like everybody else can see it, but you can see the dark figure go from one side of the kitchen to the other really fast.
All righty then. Because I'm going to go back and look. The problem with those with it's her internet is not all the best, and it's always blurry for me when I see it.
Yes.
So I cannot see it clearly.
That's why.
But now that's got
my
piqued my interest.
That's why I say that I don't know if everybody else has seen it, but I know I'm seeing it.
Wow. I want to say hello to everybody that's late coming in. My guest today is Steve Vlogs. He sees spirits. He sees ghosts, bad and good. So, yeah, that, ooh. So, okay. So everybody's just far, far away. Hey, everybody, everybody's sending love. They're subbing. Um, I just want to say that, and I know, listen, everybody, this is hard for him to do because he is new to YouTube. He is just coming out with his ability to do this. And that's a very uncomfortable feeling, especially knowing that there's a lot of skepticism sometimes out there.
Yes.
So this is really hard on him, but I think this is really going to help him get out of his shell and be a little bit more confident. So my
Maybe.
next question, Steve, is have you recorded any of this? Have you recorded any spirits?
Have I recorded any spirits? No,
Uh-huh.
because I'm afraid. I'm afraid to.
You're why, honey?
Because I was told before that if you record a spirit, they will be attached to you. So I'm afraid to. I'm trying to break out of that, and I'm trying to get to where I can try to record stuff.
Right. Have you ever done
When
any EVPs?
I don't have a EVP thing yet, but I have tried on my phone, and I've got a couple voices here in my new trailer that I live in.
Wow. Cool. Okay, so I'm going to tell people what you said the other night to me in a private
Okay,
DM. Is that okay?
that's okay. I was going to mention it.
Okay. Okay. Go ahead and tell me. Go ahead and tell them the story.
Okay, everybody, I was talking to Uber on the DM the other day. Every once in a while, I see a little girl pop up in her live streams. It's a little girl with blonde hair, and a lot of time when I see her, I don't know if it's somebody connected to Uber or if it's somebody that's trying to get my attention.
I don't know,
But
but I'm going to call her Lily. I don't know why that name just popped up, but I'm going to call her
uh,
Lily.
when I see this little girl, it's like you guys all know how little kids are always interested in what is going on the computer, and they're always trying to get it to where they can see what's going on the computer. When I see this little girl, this is what this little girl is doing.
So where is she? Like back behind me?
Sometimes she's on your right side, sometimes she's on your left side. I've
Mm-hmm.
seen her about, not today yet, but I've seen her about 4 times.
I'm going to call her Lily, Steve, and you tell me if she ever tells you what her name is. But that's Lily. So now, folks, I have
Okay.
Lily in my house. Or actually, she's probably been here when I bought the house, right?
She probably was, like I said, she either been there attached to you or she's trying to get my attention.
There you go. There you go. Now, I could have something attached to me. God only knows,
Yeah.
Steve. I mean, God only knows, right? So, yes, Cap, she's friendly. I
Yes.
haven't felt anything bad, to be honest with you.
She's very playful.
So so anyway, they are reading I'm at Lily's house. Um, let me see. Dancing Dawn, Tamara, it was comfort, and I went back in the hospital. Goodbye, and I loved her. I don't know what that was about. I'm missing something. Um, they're subbing to you. Let me see. They put in your link. Come on, guys, let's get him up there.
If
Let's get
anybody
his.
knows, if anybody knows Frances Reed, I hang out in her live stream a lot. She has her mother and her father following her, and she has it showed me her outside, and me and another person has seen a bad spirit on the outside of her trailer.
Really?
Yes. So at night she'll ask me, "Do you see my parents? Is there anything bad here?" Because she'll get uneasy feelings sometimes, and a lot of times she'll get the good easy feelings, like
Oh,
she'll
you're going
be
to have to
comfortable.
send me her link, Steve.
Okay.
Mrs. T wants to know. Let me see. Do some people have an ability to see them and some don't? Or do
Yes.
we all have that ability and we just haven't honed in on it?
Uh, like for me, uh, ghosts will not show themselves to you unless they want to be seen. And
Okay.
sometimes a ghost will just let themselves be seen. So a lot of people that do see ghosts all the time, they have a better power, like gift. But like for me, I see them when they want to be seen, and a lot of times I catch them when they're not wanting to be seen. If you know what I'm saying.
Right, right. So, okay, so what is the most scariest ghost that you have come across? Now, this should be interesting. I'm interested in this.
Okay, the scariest one that I ever seen when I was 18 years old. Me and my friends used to play in a haunted cemetery. One of my buddies used to act like he was possessed, and he actually got possessed. We got him in the vehicle and started coming home, and he demanded us to stop at another cemetery. When he got out, he walked around the cemetery. When he came back, he had 7 more spirits walking with him.
You could see
When
these?
yes, when
Holy crap.
we had to get him back into the vehicle, had to strap him in. When we got home, we had to call a preacher. When the preacher came, I stood behind the preacher, and when I was looking at my buddy, I did not see my buddy. I seen a demon with red eyes, and where my buddy's teeth was, it looked like fangs.
No.
Yes.
So, okay, so what happened then?
The preacher was praying over him, and about it took about maybe 20 to 30 minutes, and my friend bent over, started coughing. I don't want to sound gross, but he hacked something up onto the ground, and the preacher
Right,
said, "Do not touch it. I will be back to consecrate this." I said, "Okay." Could have been,
right.
I said, ghost plasma, but I don't know the technical name for it, but it could have been something that was inside of him.
Wow. Wow, wow, wow. So, what did it look like? I know that sounds gross. I mean, looking at a noogie, but
It kind of it what it reminded me of was a slug,
no way. Really?
uh, about 10 inches
Oh
long.
my, oh my God. Ooh, that's, ooh. Oh my God. But he's okay now.
He's okay now. We
Oh my
both
God.
joined a mission, and last I knew, he went to New York, and his dad was a preacher, and he was going to become a youth minister.
So you are religious, right?
Yes.
You have the faith.
Yep.
Okay, so that's a good thing right there. That's a good thing. Bless your heart. Oh my gosh, that just gave me the chills.
It gives me
Mm-mm-mm-mm.
the chills talking about it, knowing that I've seen it.
Mm-mm-mm. You're scaring me.
I'm not trying to, Mama Uber.
Oh, you're fine, honey. I mean, I'll get over it. It's just every time I hear
Yeah.
stories like this, I'm just like, I'm amazed. So, okay,
It,
so I want to know what's the sweetest, the most heartwarming one you've ever ran across. Was it your cousin's son, or was it a different story?
um, it was actually a little girl that still
Really?
follows me. I don't know where she come from or who she is. I know she's a little girl. She follows me, and when I am sad or down, she comforts me like a mother would a child.
Oh, Steve, really?
Yeah,
What's
she
her
don't know.
name? Do you know her name?
Her name is Sarah.
And do you know anything about her?
She doesn't know um anything from her life. She doesn't know her parents or where she's from or any of that.
Wow, but she comforts you.
Yes, kind of like a
Okay.
guardian angel.
Oh, honey, that's so sweet. Okay,
Yes,
Eva wants to know, are ghosts people that have died but not crossed over?
a lot of people have different beliefs on it. Um, some people say it's unfinished business. Some people say they haven't crossed over, and some people just love their families and just want to stay.
Right, right. So it could be anything.
It could be anything, yes.
And it could also be hooked onto an object, correct? Because we were talking about that prior to the show.
Yep, it could be hooked onto an object or somebody.
Hi, Stacy. Stacy, I'm sorry, Steve. Stacy, I'm sorry about yesterday. We had a terrible, terrible windstorm here, and we lost electricity, and it was not pretty. So I apologize, and we'll get you set up again. I really am, because I need to hear your story. So Paul, let me see. Pauline wants to know is Steve a medium?
Medium by
Being able to talk to, right, a medium meaning that you're able to see these spirits and talk to them. And is that what you would classify yourself as, babe?
I say sensitive because a medium can draw a spirit from somewhere to them to talk to them. I say that I'm sensitive because I can see and hear them when I'm around them. I haven't figured out yet how to draw them from another location to me.
Oh, okay. Alrighty. Well, that's pretty cool, though. That's how you distinguish them. You just go and they may be there. Yes. Which means you're not sitting there and calling them to you. Okay. So thank you, Kat, for doing that. Joy Ride wants to know if you can smell them.
Smell them? I don't think they have a smell.
Okay, because I know that I can smell.
Some people say, when the spirit is around, they can smell like their perfume or the cigar smoke. Yeah, you can do that, but I'm thinking like how people have a distinct smell.
Right. Hi, Bless. Yeah.
I don't think they have a distinct smell, but yeah, you can smell like if they're reoccurring, you use like the scent, like the cigar, the perfume or something like that. That for people that cannot see them, hey, I'm here.
Right. See, now my grandfather at one time and point woke me up. I could smell Vitalis. I don't know if you remember ever hearing it. It was like an aftershave for men when they shaved. And that's what he used all the time. And he also smacked me in the head to wake me up. So whenever my grandfather was around, I always knew it was him because of the Vitalis smell.
Does he still do that?
No, he does not. No. Nope. But I smelt my mother the other day. And it was mothballs because she put mothballs. We were in Texas, and she put mothballs in her closets all over and out in her garden to keep the snakes away. And so I smelt mothballs, and I could tell it was my mom. So
they will do different sounds too, so that you know that they're there.
What do you mean?
Different sounds like thumping, snapping, whistling, stuff like that.
See, now, okay, because my grandfather used to do that too. He has a distinct whistle because he had cancer of the lips, so he couldn't really, and it was always an airy whistle. And he used to do that too.
Where my wife works at, one night we was outside, and I heard a thump, and we opened the door, and I watched all the record books come flying off the wall. And this same night, I called them out because I was painting. I heard somebody whistling first, and then I heard them talking. And I said, I know y'all are here. Instead, show yourself. And that was their way of showing me that they were there.
Taking the record books off
the shelf. They didn't just fall. They kind of flew across the room.
Wow. Okay, that's weird. Okay, Steve, here's some questions for you, honey. Poltergeist, spelling. are friendly ghosts. They move things and play with you. Is that true? I guess so, huh? Let me see. I saw one in here earlier. Now I'm lost. Thanks, Chick. Let me see. I'm finding it, Steve. Hang on. Oh, Jennifer wants to know, does anyone have an answer for why some people die and stay and some don't?
I don't know if anybody has an answer for that, because if you ask different ghosts is going to tell you something different why they stay.
Do you
So
think it's to do you
Go
think
ahead.
it's to get messages to their loved ones, or is it they're confused and don't know how to get to where they're supposed to be going, or I don't know. Maybe they're just staying to piss somebody off, Steve.
I think they either had something to say, or they're confused, like you're saying, confused about where they're going. And some people just stay because they want to torment the person
Now
that
that would
done
be
them
me.
wrong.
I would stay just to make somebody's life miserable. I'm just joking. I'm just joking. I'm just joking. Okay. I'm so funny at times. That cracked me up, Steve. Are you feeling better about all this, Steve?
Yes.
Okay, good. He's so nervous, guys, and he's been doing such a wonderful job. KC Detox says, yes, some of their job on this earth is done because they are spirit guides. They're here to help us. Others ones have built up enough strength, especially the evil ones, to stick around and cause havoc. Absolutely. Some stay because they went too soon is a good question. Oh my God, with the rose. Do some stay because they went too soon? Oh, that's a good question. Do you know about that?
I don't.
Could,
I don't know if that's true, but maybe if I find a ghost or a ghost comes to me, I'll ask them if they've stayed because they died too soon.
yeah. Huh.
Which would be a good question to find out.
Yeah, that would be a good question to find out. Somebody wants to know, Captain says, do these spirits have the same type of voice, or do they all have vastly different voices?
They all have the different voices as their voice was when they were alive.
They have different voices, you said? I'm sorry.
The voices that they were born with,
Uh-huh.
they have them same voices.
Still. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Let me see. Cheryl says, Uber, a lot of these things he's telling about went on in my house that I used to live in. Woohoo. Spooky. Okay. Let me see. Mrs. T said, about 8 years ago, I had a glass clock in the fireplace. I came home one day and it flew off and smashed all over the room. It was sat far back and was heavy, so had to be pushed. Freaked me out, she says. So other than the files, has anything like that happened to you too, Steve? Other than the files?
I've actually had stuff like that happen here in my own home. Not that bad. Like I got a tote in my room. The lid has come off. I've had stuff come up missing. Actually, I'll set something down, and I go back to get it, and it'd be gone. It'd be in a total different spot from where I sat it down.
See, I'm glad that happens to you too, because it happens to me, and I think I'm going freaking crazy.
That's what I say. I say all the time, I'm not going crazy. I know it was right here. I just sat it here and went to the bathroom. And I'll ask everybody, did you do something with it? No. And it'll be on the other side of the room or something like that.
Wow. Okay, everybody, I want to say hello to everybody that's coming in late. My special guest today is Steve Logs. He actually sees and talks to ghosts. So I've got a lot of questions here for you, bud. Let me see. Let me crawl back up here. See. Okay. What does cross spirits over mean?
That crossed over spirits.
Uh-huh.
I think it crossed over spirits mean that they've crossed over,
Which
right?
means like to heaven.
Wherever
They
to heaven or hell or wherever that they were going.
okay. Gary wants to know, do you get headaches or feel drained?
I feel drained all the time. I get headaches, dizziness. When I watched the video from Morticians the other day, I was so drained and dizzy I could not walk
Really?
just from watching the
Wow.
video.
Really?
Yes.
Wow. Joy Ray wants to know if you have a son. If so, can he see them?
A what?
If you have a son, I know you have all girls, right?
I have all girls.
And are they sensitive at all?
Two of my youngest girls, the two of my youngest are sensitive.
So they can see ghosts also.
Yep.
Does
They
it
say that
scare
they
them?
can see them, but yes, they say they can see them, but they cannot talk to them.
Wow. And how did you explain all this to them so that they understood?
I just told them that if they feel threatened by a ghost or a ghost scares them, that they need to just pray to God for protection. And if that doesn't work, they need to get me. I've actually had a bad dream where I had to fight demons for my kids.
And was it a dream or was it real, you think?
I think it was a subconscious mind
Right,
kind
right.
of. I
Wow.
don't know what they call it too. Sometimes I dream about stuff that is actually true. Uh, I was dreaming this old house that we had. I was dreaming that this lady showed me, it was under my bed, a floorboard that was 10 inches long that come out and there was something in it. I woke up at my wife and started moving the bed, and she said, "What are you doing?" I said, "I'm checking the floorboard." Uh, I said, "I had a dream. There's something in here that we need to find." When I moved the bed, in the same exact spot was this piece of wood that lifted up. And as soon as I lifted it up, she told me I needed to put it back just in case there was something demonic or a murder weapon or something in there that we didn't need to be tied to. So I just put it back. So I don't know what you call them kind of dreams, but I've had a lot of dreams like that.
Ugh, that would give me the chills. Ugh. Kitty says to me, she says, Uber, you just scared the heck out of me with that whistle. No sound effects, please. I looked over my shoulder. Dancing Dawn, he has, you have four kids? Four
Three.
girls? Three. And the
Three.
two of them have the same thing that he does. They're able to see spirits.
Yes.
So, let me see here. Let me see. Let me see. Little Rosie said she is scared to death of a demon. Now, what is the best? What can the normal Joe and I do? Okay, first of all, let me back up. Let me back up, Steve. We are only susceptible to spirits if we allow them, correct?
Yes.
Okay,
What
so saying that, um, what does one do for protection?
what I do, what I've learned from different people that have the same ability I do is grounding. What I was taught is to sit or stand with your feet on the ground. Pretend that you are a tree and your roots are growing into the ground. As your roots are growing into the ground, you also imagine yourself as a ball of light because light overpowers darkness, and you just let your light radiate out and out and keep going out.
Mm-hmm.
And the light is what is protecting you, but you also have to ground too. And if you're imagining yourself as a ball of light and you believe that yourself as a ball of light, it helps you protect yourself because the light always it conquers the darkness.
Okay, so I know we talked before the show. You told me that you went and found an old homestead here last night, was it?
Yes.
Um, did you feel anything or see anything when you went over there to the old homestead?
Yeah. I felt the spirit of a little girl that was hiding from me.
She was hiding from you. And were
Yes.
you able to call her out or find out her name, or did she come out and see you? And I know we already
No.
talked about this, but I'm asking because for the show, so that people know
No.
what happened.
No, because I want to go back and try to get her to come out. I think that she was scared because my girls were also outside the house waiting for me.
And are the two girls that were with you, are they the ones also that see spirits?
Just one. That my
Just
oldest
one.
daughter was with me. She doesn't
And
see.
did she see anything?
She was outside.
Okay. All righty. So you're going to go back over there then, right?
Yes.
Now, do you keep notes on all this, Steve?
I just try to keep mental notes.
Right. It would, I don't know, my suggestion would be to write all these notes down or do a vlog or something on them so that your family can go back and look at them and your girls can go back and hone in on their abilities through your vlogs.
Everything that happens to me, I talk to my wife about it. So then
Uh-huh.
when I'm experiencing it, I know what's going on. Then she's like my documentation where I'm telling her, but I always forget to write stuff down.
Right, right.
So tell her, then she reminds me, well, this and this and this.
Oh, you seem like a really nice guy, Steve. I got to
Thank you.
tell you, I was a little bit leery, but I'm a firm believer. You've made me turn into a believer. You know, I'm really glad that you came on today, actually. So tell us, was there anybody else in your family that had this gift?
Uh, One of my cousins, but I remember when I was 12, she told me that was telling me about it, but she also did a lot of the tarot cards and crystal readings and stuff
Mm-hmm,
like that.
mm-hmm. And did she have the ability to see spirits like you do?
She just had the ability to speak to them.
Okay, there you go. So where do you want to take this gift that you have? How far do you want to take it? And are
Uh,
you
the way I
working?
the way I always tell my wife is I want to use my ability to help others.
Right. Wow.
I, I like helping people. I
Right.
always have.
So Lady Lynn says, I keep looking around Uber to see if I can see any shadows.
I've been trying to watch.
Well, let me know if you do. Lily needs to come out and say hi. My ears itching. So you want to help people. So if somebody is to come to you, how can you help somebody? Say, for instance, if somebody lives like in Dallas, Texas, you would be able to drive up there and see them, or can you do things over the internet, or how do you plan on helping people?
Uh, like I do with Francis. Um, I I don't remember how I met her, but with her situation, I do it while she's live streaming.
Right.
She asks me a lot of questions about her parents, if they're protecting her because she's literally scared because of some of the things that's happened. And I can always, when she's asking about it, I can hear her parents tell her it's okay. We are here protecting her. When I'm not trying to hone into them. Me and I forget the name of the other person. We can actually hear them whispering in her live streams.
No.
And what's odd
Seriously?
is when she asks us questions,
Ooh.
me and this other lady write the same answer at the same time.
Oh, I just got goosebumps. Wow, Steve, that's awesome. You're going to have to make sure you send me that link. Okay?
I will.
Okay. Janie says Penny would like to know if her 6-month-old daughter would come to her as a baby spirit or as an adult spirit. I'm sorry for your loss, Penny.
If a spirit is coming to you and it's your family member, 90% of the time they will come as they were that you remember, and sometimes a spirit will come to you as they look at their best. Like if your grandparents died at 90 years old, I've seen them to where they've came at you at me when they're in their 30s, when they're at their best.
Right, right. Wow. Sorry to hear that, Penny. I just that breaks my heart when there's a child involved, you know, breaks my heart. So if somebody wants to hone in on this, Steve, what would you recommend for them, honey? Say, for instance, me.
I would recommend the grounding, the protection. Um, Meditate on it first. Make sure it's something that you want to do first.
Okay.
Because a lot of it will scare you.
Because I do meditate.
I think I was born this way. And if somebody wanted to get into it, make sure that it's something that you want to do before you do it.
And what kind of prayers do you suggest? You said grounding, but what kind of protection do you think that these, people need to have?
Like the protection that I was talking about earlier with the white light, and I also pray to God for protection.
Okay, good, good. And surround yourself with the white light, guys. Surround yourself with the white light always, 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 always. Guys, I'm really glad that I had Steve up here. Y'all need to make sure that you sub to him. Like I said, he's new on YouTube. He's just trying to get this out there. Amethyst, yes, Anne, thank you. Thank you, thank you. I have my little bag of everything in here that I have. So I just want to make sure that you all know. Oh, do you? Gotta Love Carpet Python says that she has a friend that's a lot like you, Steve. Isn't it good to know you're not by yourself in this?
I kind of knew that I wasn't, but to talk about it with other people,
right?
A lot of people look at you like, "Oh, that dude is crazy," or "That dude needs help." So I don't like to tell a whole lot of people,
right?
But there is people out there interested in it. That's why I was willing to share.
I've not seen one negative thing in here, Steve. Not one negative word in here, babe. Everybody's been very, very supportive. So Gary says dream catchers work too.
I have 3 hanging on the wall over there.
Good for you. Good for you. He's
One
not
was
alone, Casey says.
And two were bought for me for Father's Day.
Oh, how sweet. Casey says you're not alone. Sandy says pay attention to shadows. Gummy Bear, Miss One Gummy Bear says Steve has done great. Penny wants to know, so could have babies' spirits be evil? Can baby spirits be evil?
Yeah, it's baby spirits can be evil, and what I didn't mention already, uh, a spirit can come to you and look like you, like a relative or a friend, and speak like a relative or a friend, and could fool you because it could be something bad.
Yeah. Mm-mm-mm-mm.
If you're wanting to try to talk to spirits or see spirits, and you ain't never ever done it, I'm warning you that spirits will come to you and pretend to be somebody that they're not. So be
And
careful.
those are the demons, right?
Yes.
Wow. Gay from the Gotta Love Carpet Python says that her friend barely gets any sleep some nights and has to tell everyone off and tell them to shut up or he'll kick them out. So do you have problems like that, going to sleep at night with all the spirits coming to you? How do you shut it
Yes.
off?
I just do my protection thing, and sometimes I just say out loud, "Hey, I'm going to bed. Please be considerate and let me rest." And praying and doing that, and my grounding techniques and my white light protection, it helps.
Right, right.
And sometimes I am woke up in the middle of the night with spirits screaming at me.
Really? They woke you up
Yeah.
screaming at you. What, are they mad at you or they're just trying to get your attention?
Get my attention.
Wow.
The
Wow, wow,
place that
wow.
I used to work at, it's called Michigan Seat back home in Michigan, and it has this turntable where it fills up these foam molds, and all I had to do was open them up, and the next guy would take them out. And I heard my name yelled really loud, and this is a loud factory. I thought somebody was calling me and looked around, and nobody was there. But the way it was like shrieking into my bones, I couldn't work the rest of the night. I had to leave.
No. That's freaky.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Oh my God. That's scary. Hmm. I don't know. I don't know, but this interests me so much. You've done such a wonderful job, Steve. You guys,
Thank you.
everybody, um, make sure that you get a hold of Steve. Make sure that you uh, sub to him. Very, very, very interesting young man. If you have any questions for him, he will definitely answer questions. But get a hold of him. Yes, sub to Steve. They said you're
I
doing a
have
wonderful job.
I have Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, and Twitter. It's all listed on my YouTube channel under the about.
Wonderful. So you got that. You can get a hold of him just about everywhere. And
Yes.
it's listed under the about in his channel. So, yeah, everybody's saying great job. Uh, and I want to thank you, Steve, for coming. I'm going to cut this off just a little bit early. Well, actually, it's 10 till. Do you have anything else you want to tell us about, honey?
I just want to tell everybody thank you for showing up and showing me love.
Oh, you're welcome, Steve. You're welcome. You did a
I've
great job.
been YouTubing for almost 3 weeks, and everybody has really showed me a lot of love and support and visiting my live streams and stuff like that. I want to thank everybody for it too.
Well, that's wonderful. I'm glad you've only been on here 3 weeks and look at the last I looked, you had, let me look again here real quick. I know you had like 400 at the time. You had 400,
472.
472. Let me look and
Yes.
see what you got here. You're at 522 there, Steve.
Well, it looks like my wife is doing my makeup on our anniversary. If y'all haven't watched my giveaway, it talks about it.
Oh my gosh. She lost.
No, she won. She gets to do my makeup for my
Oh, she
anniversary.
gets to do
Mine.
yours. Oh my gosh. Oh, that
I
ought
have
to
a
be
video
good.
called Giveaway that talks about it.
Oh my gosh. Well, I've got to watch that then. I know I'm
Five
subbed to
five
you.
hundred
Yep.
500 subs got it to where she would do makeup on me on our anniversary on the
Actually, you're at
26th of next month.
520. You're at 523 now, buddy.
Wow.
So, yep. Yep. Well, Steve, I want to thank you very, very much.
Thank you.
Let me go back to my little hangouts here. If you want to stay on after we go offline, thank you very much, everybody. Everybody's saying, "Wear that lipstick, Steve." What's his channel? There you go. Chaos just posted it in there. Thank you very much, KC. Listen, everybody, I'm going to come back on live here as soon as I get done with Steve. I'm going to start another live channel, kind of answer some questions that y'all have. And I want to thank you all for another wonderful stream. Tomorrow, we have Living Life. So I want to thank you all for coming in, and you guys are awesome. I'm really, really happy that you guys came in. And we will see you in just a few minutes. I'm going to go ahead and start another stream here as soon as I get done visiting with Steve. And I'll talk to y'all. I love you guys too. Thanks. Bye-bye.